welcome to the Banker's Tech Talk video series, exploring the world of fintechs. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy and Technology Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Ricky Knox, CEO of UK digital challenger bank, Tandem. Ricky, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for inviting me. It's great to be here.
So can you tell me a little bit about Tandem and how you differentiate yourselves from other challenger banks?
Sure. I mean, it's interesting because, of course, most of our competition is actually, the legacy banks, if you like, the older, the banks have been around for many hundreds of years, and most of our customers come from them. So primarily our differentiation is versus them rather than versus other digital challengers. But I mean, the real difference for Tandem, and there are two aspects. One is that we really talk about being a purpose-driven organization. We talk about actually measuring the income, the impact that we have on customers' lives, and we measure something called customer lifetime benefit, which is not how much did we take off the customer, that's customer lifetime value, but how much did we give back to them in terms of money we've saved for them, in terms of versus their other banking relationships, money they didn't have to pay, and how much we've benefited them also sort of emotionally and spiritually. That's a little bit harder to measure. But so that's the first piece. Second piece is really data and data science versus the other challengers. In particular, where my business partner and chairman Matt Cooper is one of the founders of Capital One in the US, and as a consequence, we've started from a sort of data acquisition and analysis perspective. We view ourselves as primarily a credit institution, and as such, we've been working very hard on gathering and analyzing data to understand our customers, get to know them better all the time.
Okay, and you acquired Harrods Bank.
Yeah.
What were the reasons behind that, maybe, and then also, were there any integration challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Sure. No, it was an unusual deal. We're buying a 100-year-old bank, a brand new bank buying a 100-year-old bank. It did facilitate our UK license, so that was one of the logic. But we were also buying a small book of mortgage business along with that, which we still manage today. In terms of the integration, I mean, one of the interesting things is we are sort of first a technology company and second a bank, and therefore tech is what we do. Almost 3/4 of our people work in technology. So the integration was remarkably smooth. On March 17th, overnight, we ported all the customers, including the ones that were active and live with Harrods at the time, onto Tandem systems. We closed down and decommissioned their systems. On a Saturday morning when I woke up, I discovered there were 5 issues, all very minor. My favorite one was that we had failed to put the title Dame in our title database, and when we sent out the letters confirming they were now on Tandem systems and the emails, we had a couple of dames complain that they needed to be addressed as dames. So we added that, was fixed by midday on Saturday the 18th, and it's been working very well ever since.
Excellent. And you started with 11,000 co-founders.
Yeah.
To me, that's a very different business model. Can you explain a little bit about it and how you managed to get them all together?
Yeah. So I mean, it was a slightly strange concept. Actually came from Asimo, which I believe you've had on the show before, where at Asimo we had Mike and I co-founded the business, but we had a few very early employees who've been incredibly dedicated, and we decided to make 5 of them co-founders. And when I was starting Tandem, one of our challenges was the Bank of England said that we really don't want you serving customers until you've got your banking license. And so we had this difficult thing, which is we're trying to build a customer-focused business that's driven by the needs of customers. We haven't got customers, So how are we gonna solve this problem? So we, while my daughter was keeping me up in the middle of the night, I came up with this idea: why don't we call our early customers co-founders, and then Bank of England can't complain, they're part of the business, and equally we get people really enfranchised. So we started an invite-only network. We started with a sort of small group of customers who were right in what we thought were our core demographic, and we got them to invite their friends. And over the course of about 8 months, it became 11,000 people that we then and incredibly participative. I mean, the funny thing is, of course, we had trial products and our app was working at that point, but only for these guys. And they'd come in the office. We had break-it breakfasts on Wednesdays. We had Thursday night drinks. So these guys would be in 2 or 3 days a week. Not all of them, obviously, but 50 sometimes 10, doing product testing, contributing to how we were going to make the business. And those customers have actually made up the name Tandem, so we were called the Good Bank at the time, and they came up with the name. They've actually involved with product design, both financial product design and obviously a digital product design. But they also get a whole lot of slightly better products and better pricing than other people.
Okay, my last question is really around, you've just raised £15 million from Convoy, which is the first overseas sort of partnership. What are your plans for 2019?
Yeah, so lots of plans for 2019. I mean, interesting, that wasn't really a fundraise so much as a partnership where they wanted to acquire a bit of equity along the way. We are looking, although be towards the latter end of this year and early next year, at expansion into Europe, and also looking at broader play in Asia and working with Convoy, our partners, to see what opportunities there are, not just in Hong Kong, their local market, but really across the broader Asian picture. So very excited. We'll keep on expanding here in the UK, but also be expanding internationally.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ricky.
Thanks very much. Good to see you.